The United States is home to more than 133,000 miles of railway tracks. Needless to say, trains and train tracks are everywhere, so much so that they're seldom given much thought, until something goes wrong. The average freight train in the United States can stretch as much as 2 miles long and weigh in at over 10,000 tons. It should come as no surprise then that, even with the emergency brakes applied, a fully loaded train can take as much as 1.5 miles to stop. In 2016 alone, over 1,000 fatalities and injuries occurred in the United States as the result of trespassing incidents on railway property. And there's little question that every one of these incidents could have been prevented. The vast majority of rail incidents involve either train versus vehicle or train versus trespasser. Both are mismatches, and the injuries and damage to property are almost always catastrophic. Collisions with vehicles at grade crossings often occur because the driver was impatient, distracted, failed to look in both directions on approach, or simply misjudged the train's speed and distance. And in case you are wondering, police vehicles are not immune. Of the more than 200 incidents on CN tracks across North America in 2016, 4 involved trains striking and destroying police vehicles. Fortunately, no officers were hurt. Incidents involving pedestrians reflect similar factors, but more likely involve intentional trespassing, persons using railway property as a shortcut or even a fitness path. In some cases, their ability to detect a train is impaired by their use of handheld devices or by wearing headphones.
Many people believe it is public property. All railway property is privately owned, so it is illegal to trespass on our property, on any rail property.
And then there are the thrill seekers and, sadly, the suicides. For all of these reasons, it's crucial that officers responding to incidents on or near railway property stay safe by becoming familiar with railway operations and train limitations. The guidelines contained in this U.S. Rail Incident Information Guide reflect accepted safety and police investigation practices across the United States. The information contained in this guide and in this video will assist police officers with investigations involving railway incidents, allow the train to depart the scene in a timely manner, and most importantly, provide first responders with a safer environment in which to work. Because when it comes to working or conducting investigations around trains or train properties, nothing is more important than safety. Ensure that emergency vehicles are kept a safe distance away from railway tracks. The standard safe distance is at least 5 yards from the closest rail. Make sure that all responders on scene are wearing appropriate personal protective equipment.
Do not set foot on rail property until you've called your dispatch, inform them where you are. Their dispatch will call CN Police Dispatch, and we will make sure that it's safe for them to go on rail property.
Dispatch, it's BTR2. I'm on scene at the trespasser. I'm at CN Dundas sub-mile 27.14. Can we please contact CN and see if there's any trains scheduled to come down this track?
Police officers, they'll listen for a train coming, and trains are very quiet now, especially passenger trains or commuter rail that operate on our tracks are very, very quiet, and you won't hear a train until it's too late. What's key is they do not go on our property until they get that green light from CN Police. Most importantly, it's extremely dangerous to be trespassing on rail property. You can only cross the tracks at an official crossing, And if it is not a crossing, it's trespassing, and it's an offense to do that.
Hey, what are you doing running up and down the tracks?
No, I run down these tracks all the time.
This is private property. You can be charged for being on these tracks. Do you know that? There are signs over there that tell you that you can't go anywhere on these tracks. Have you seen those signs?
Yeah, but I haven't seen a train in a while, so I figured it was okay.
Trains come down these tracks all the time and they're moving pretty quick, and probably you can't get out of the way fast enough. Is this vehicle yours?
Yeah, it's my dad.
Okay, well, unfortunately today, because you're trespassing, we are going to have to charge you.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
I'm here all the time.
Yes, I understand you run here all the time. You are trespassing. We will have to charge you today, sir.
Right.
Okay? If you could just have a seat in your van, I'd appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Rail safety is a shared responsibility, and while we totally accept the responsibility for making sure that our network is safe and secure for the communities we serve, we also believe that the communities have a role to protect their citizens as well.
CN Police was created in 1923, and U.S. officers are all certified by their individual states. However, officers do have interstate authorities granted through the U.S. Department of Transportation. Depending on your jurisdiction, railway police may well be just around the corner and able to respond fairly quickly to assist with your scene.
So we've been dispatched to a trespasser that's been struck by a train?
Absolutely, that's what we're understanding from the Rail Traffic Control Center here today.
Okay. Has both directions of train travel been stopped?
Absolutely, our Police Communications Center has advised the Rail Traffic Control Center we're safe to go on the tracks.
Okay.
I've also had a request made to have video download, which we can view in our vehicle here today.
Okay. My corner has contacted us just in case, so I have them on the line just in case we need them.
Perfect, all right.
So let's go take a look.
Let's do that.
Two or more tracks run parallel to each other in many areas, and a high-speed train traveling in another direction may pass at any time. Even if train operators do see activity from a distance, it's unlikely they'll be able to stop before reaching the scene. Wherever possible, try to avoid walking between the rails. Don't step or stand on the rails, and in particular, do not climb underneath or between rail cars. Remember, trains can arrive at any time from either direction and can turn nearby debris into dangerous projectiles. Also take into account that debris from a collision may be scattered over a very wide area. Because this is clearly a fatality, the coroner should be notified immediately. There may also be specific protocols used by your agency regarding these types of incidents.
Can you tell us what happened today?
Approximately 9 o'clock in the morning, we're traveling in an eastbound movement, and a male trespasser ran out in front of us. We tried to stop, put the train into emergency, laid on the horn. There was nothing we can do.
The crew has gone through a very traumatic experience. They know that they are to cooperate and collaborate with local law enforcement, but some of them have witnessed some pretty terrible things, and it's different from a vehicle collision in the sense that they're helpless. They know often that this terrible tragedy is going to happen. They can't swerve, and they certainly can't stop in time.
Would you like to speak to anybody about what happened today?
I think I'm okay right now.
Okay.
Where interviews with train crew members are necessary, they should be able to provide you with their name, address, date of birth, and occupation, the location, time, and date of the incident, and a description of the weather and visibility conditions. The train number, lead locomotive number, involved railcar number, train length, and the number of railcars in the train. The direction in which the train was moving, whether headlights or bells and horns were activated, and the movement of the vehicle or pedestrian prior to and at the time of the incident. The location where the train came to a stop after the incident, and the location of each crew member at the time of the incident. The locomotive engineer should also be able to advise as to whether the train is equipped with cameras or an event data recorder. Generally speaking, it is in everyone's best interest to resume rail operations as quickly as possible.
Coroner, I have the video download available here from the head end of the locomotive. As you can see, it's definitely matching what the witnesses are telling us.
It's point of impact right there. Can you back that up just a bit?
Absolutely.
Well, based on what I've seen here, this is obviously a suicide by train, and the body is deceased, and my work here is done, and the body can be removed. Okay, thank you very much. Your thoughts?
With the coroner's information, I'm going to let the Rail Traffic Control Center know it's safe to resume rail operations and make sure the area is clear for us before we get out of the way.
Good, excellent. If you could escort the coroner back to his car, we'll get the train back going and continue from there. Okay? Thanks.
Gentlemen.
Unnecessary delays can quickly create an unintended ripple effect, creating further delays, paralyzing traffic within the rail system, severing communities through blocked crossings, and creating additional hazardous situations for both the public and first responders.
When there is an incident that has taken place, it could occur at a crossing, and of course that crossing is blocked. And that one crossing means that emergency vehicles in that town will have to be, their route will have to be altered if they do have to attend another emergency that is taking place. Sometimes it happens in a small town that only has 2 or 3 crossings, and these trains now could be 2 miles or more long. And so they could actually be blocking an entire town, that one train that's involved in the incident. But think about it, it's one track. And there could be 5 or 6 trains coming behind, and there could be 5 or 6 trains coming in the opposite direction towards the incident that are also blocked. We could have 10 or 11 trains that are blocked. They're all 2 miles long, and they're all blocking crossings. And so the longer those trains are stopped, the safety of several communities now can actually be affected.
Railway police officers will be able to help you determine if the train in question is equipped with an EDR or with video cameras, which are designed to capture the area in front of the train and external sounds such as the bell and horn. Railway police will be able to assist you in obtaining this evidence in a readable format fairly quickly, usually by the next day.
The rail network refers to itself as the backbone of the national economy. And so we become a target, and we in fact were a target. What they had planned on doing was to derail a passenger train on CN track. Of course, the impact of that would be very significant. And so we are constantly working with local law enforcement. We have one of our officers that is seconded in Washington to the FBI. Again, we cannot do this on our own. We cross the border at 7 places, and so we make sure that we're working with CBSA and with the Department of Homeland Security in the US. We're very proud of what we do and the partnerships that we've created, and we're confident that it's working.
Work with railway police to take advantage of technology and expedite investigations without compromising their integrity. Should an active call or ongoing investigation lead you onto or near railway property, always contact the Emergency Communications Center. Expect and anticipate the movement of rail equipment at any time and in any direction. Always communicate your location and intentions, and remember to keep your dispatcher and supervisor informed. Notify the railway when police activity is completed and all personnel have cleared railway property so that normal operations can be resumed.
And our officers are experts in railway policing. They know what's there. It frees up the municipal resources as quickly as possible, and it keeps their community and several other communities safe by cleaning that up and releasing the trains as soon as possible.
With its focus on education, engineering, and enforcement, proactive community programs such as Operation Lifesaver will also go a long ways towards preventing collisions between trains and motor vehicles and to prevent trespassing incidents that lead to serious injury or death.
We're not just asking for local law enforcement to help us, but we're offering to help you as well. We really want to work with local law enforcement to prevent those incidents from happening in the first place, but when they do, to work with you so that you can do an excellent job and so that you can free up your resources as quickly as possible as well.